What internet company are you using? Okay, my radio is broadcasting with MTN. MTN. My my what's it called now? My phone oscillates between MTN, Airtel, and my Wi-Fi, home Wi-Fi. So we oscillate. It depends on where I am. But when I went to Abuja, man, the internet in Abuja was network in Abuja was terrible. God, Abuja network was terrible, shitty. It was very shitty. Okay. But let's get the show running. If you want to join in, if you want to call in on the show, you're free to call in. If you want to call in on the show, it is 07025 000069. All right. No, it's not business packaging. What I use is 100,000 naira a month for 1 terabyte. That's what I use. It's expensive. It's killing me, but what do I do? I practically spend 200,000 every month for internet. But I find a way around it. That's a different system that we use now that is only for studio. So 100,000, I think, is running out for almost 2 months because it's cross. And then there's one for my home, 100,000 naira. That one runs for 6 weeks. So that's the way it is. Well, let's get past MTN and their headache and free advert that we're doing for them right now. Let's get in on the show because there's so much to talk about. Now everybody's been ranting about the Ballon d'Or, and it's borderline ignorance. Yeah, and people will not like that. I'm saying this, but it's borderline ignorance. It doesn't matter whether you are ex-footballer, whether you are Patrice Evra. For me, that one is the biggest ignorant person right now on the conversation. The level of his ignorance with that video that he put out is shitty. But let's just take him and endure and engage his ignorance a bit and just pretend like it is okay. But let's have a conversation that is geared towards us having an understanding of why the votes are done the way they are done. And you can join in, you can call in and air your own view on the Ballon d'Or and other sundry issues that have gone on within the world of football between the weekend and now. And we would talk about it and probably drop any questions. I know that some people want to ask me questions concerning my podcast that I started shooting, when it's going to come out, what is going to happen, blah, blah, blah. You're free to ask your question. I think I've been giving you all clear to answer any question concerning it. So I think I would answer you as the questions come up. And it's the month of December, and we just have to deal with all the issues. Very soon, some of the leagues in Europe will go on the Christmas break. It's already snowing. We saw snowball over the weekend, and that snowball is going to continue. But let's look at the rumors making the round. Why is Rafael Benitez still on his job? Please, can anybody answer me that question? Why is Rafael Benitez still on his job? I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's doing well. I think that coach should have been sacked since, but I don't know why Everton have not sacked him. But let's look at the stories making the rounds, and then we'll come to the Ballon d'Or issue. Okay, Italy head coach and former Manchester City boss Roberto Mancini has emerged as candidate to be appointed Manchester United manager next summer. Manchester United, what's the problem with you guys? I thought that you guys got Ralf Ragnick as your new manager, and you should build up from there. He's not even settled in. He's not even dealt with his COVID or whatever issues he's got. You're already looking at Mancini. Manchester United are like the most confused club right now. Even Barcelona got themselves, well taken care of compared to Manchester United, as the case may be. But let's push boundaries. Let's look at the stories that are making it around. I think I'm very, very impressed with how Barcelona have weathered the storm that hit them with the former president Bartomeu and then Juan Laporta coming in and turning things around the way it is, and then bringing in Xavi. Yeah, they've not started winning everything, but the signs are looking better. With time, they will scale off the bad elements of the club and then recouple them with the right one. Barcelona, talking about Barcelona have offered Manchester United the opportunity to sign Brazilian winger Felipe Coutinho, 29. Manchester United, they like all those kind of things, so they might jump on the offer and see how it goes. But do you guys, Manchester United fans out there who are watching me, do you think that Coutinho is a player that you guys need? Does he have value? Does he come in with any extra value to Manchester United? Is there something missing in Manchester United that Coutinho can come and fill? Is there a void that is at Manchester United right now that the best person to fill it is Coutinho? I mean, if there is, let me know. I don't know it all. I would claim that I know it all on this matter. And sometimes it's about preference. So what does the club, the fans prefer for their club? Well, let's push further down and see. Barcelona, Real Madrid are optimistic about their chances of signing Chelsea and German centre back Antonio Rudiger, 28. Okay, so they must have had some conversation behind the scene for them to be that optimistic. But let's say how it goes. If it is the battle of money, I think that Chelsea have every money that they can to pay the player, and they want to keep him. But I think that is a question of new challenge and going to a new league and the temptation of playing for the great Real Madrid. But I don't think that Real Madrid holds that kind of attraction that they used to have back in the day, where it's play for Real Madrid or you've not played football. Same way for Manchester United. It's like Manchester United coming for you right now. The attraction is not there, or Arsenal coming for you. The attraction is not there as it used to be. So that's one of those things. Barcelona have a total agreement in place to sign Manchester City and spin forward Ferran Torres, 21, but Hope City will lower their asking price of £60 million. Okay, that's a player that City bought for 21 million. If they are able to sell him anything in that region, considering the fact that they're not really paying him big salary, City would have also joined the clubs that are making profit out of their transfer businesses, okay, which is very, very good, because Ferran Torres have really not been like, a key player. If he doesn't play, the club will collapse, but he's added value when he needed to, and we've seen that. Okay, so let's see how it goes. For those of you who want to send in a message on the WhatsApp, the number is 08034277165. If you want to call in on the show, 07025000069. I know that the topic on the front burner is the Ballon d'Or. We're going to get there, and I'm going to, as much as possible, I'm already seeing messages again asking questions about the Ballon d'Or. I'm going to deal with that one after the other. So let's go further. Okay, Chelsea and Liverpool are both eyeing a move for 22-year-old Barcelona and Uruguayan defender Ronaldo. Okay, let's see if that's going to happen and where it's going to go at the end of the season. Ajax want to sign Tottenham and Netherlands forward Steven Bergwijn, 24, on loan, as they think that it's going to add value to their team. But I think that they have a very good team. And I mean, Ajax have a good team, and Sebastian Haller is really doing good there, scoring goals in Champions League, scoring goals in the league. But then if they think they need Bergwijn, who am I to say they don't? I mean, they know what they're doing. Ajax seem to me like a club that is well run and well put together. If they decide that that's the player they need, I don't think there's a problem. Flamengo and Brazil forward Gabriel Barbosa wants to return to Europe, with Arsenal, West Ham, and Newcastle keen on the 25-year-old who had spells with Inter Milan and Benfica. Man, he didn't have a good time when he came to Europe earlier on. That doesn't mean he shouldn't be given a chance. He's got potential. He's a talented player. Maybe he went to the wrong place, but then Arsenal, Barbosa, Brazilians, apart from Edu and Gilberto Silva, Brazilians have really not done well. Eduardo da Silva too. Brazilians have really not been colorful at the Arsenal team. So not one of those who think that they need it. But I think Newcastle will need a player like that. They can pull it through. They really need something that will help them survive. Obianuju, how are you? Okay, let's move further. That Chelsea have received the transfer boost, with Juventus having pulled out of the running to sign Monaco's France midfielder Rielan Tchouameni. Okay, the 21-year-old midfielder is now a player that Chelsea can buy. Chelsea's feeling good about that. Well, let's see how it goes. Manchester City have stepped up their effort to extend the contract of Algerian winger Riyad Mahrez, 30, who has 18 months left on his current deal. And that player, he's got twinkle toe, he's got magic feet. He does some kind of magic with the ball, but sometimes he's just lazy. He doesn't track back. That's my only problem with it. But then he does well going forward. And it looks very predictable, but even in its predictability, he's still a menace to the society. Menace to society. Yeah, you know, I'm playing that one there. Okay. Manchester City and England midfielder Jack Grealish, 26, says he hopes to return to former club Aston Villa one day and will not celebrate if he scores against the Midland side when he faces them today. Okay. You know, when players say this type of thing, you're kind of like feeling like, wait, Grealish, you just can't go well. How many goals you don't score this season? Then you're sounding like it's even sounding like he's going to start, like he's going to play. I don't know. But the coach will have to decide now. Coaches like to play players against their former team, but I don't think that Grealish is all that. So he should keep quiet, play his football, and move on. But hey, he's got the right to say what he wants to say. So let me not be a gag on his path. Okay, Ballon will not allow England defender James Tarkowski, 29, to leave in January, according to Football Insider. Brentford, Crystal Palace, and Watford are interested in 25-year-old Rangers and Nigerian midfielder Joe Aribo. So, guys, do you think that Joe Aribo should go to the Premier League? You want to see more in the Premier League, or you should stay with Rangers? But I think he should move. Crystal Palace, Watford, Brentford. I shouldn't go to Watford. He shouldn't go to Watford. But every of this club have one at least one Nigerian player in their ranks. So let's see. Gavin Strachan, 42, has rejected an offer to become manager of League Two Hartlepool United to remain first team coach at Celtic. Okay, Real Madrid manager, former AC Milan, Everton, what's it called? Bayern Munich, and what have you, Chelsea manager Carlo Ancelotti says the club are not planning to make any signings during the January transfer window, but he has not ruled out the prospect of players leaving. Well, as a coach in Madrid, you should know better that it's not even in your position to say that, because you will say one thing and Fiorentino Perez will do another thing. So if I were you, I just mind my business, do my job, get my result, get Vinicius Junior scoring and towering eye and getting the job done. I think that that's way better and easier for him to focus on than to tell us who is going. Okay, so there is an exclusive story on Daily Mail. It says Arsenal star Gabriel in horror baseball bat attack. Brazilian fought off mass thug who followed him home and tried to steal his 45,000 pounds Mercedes and watch. Why are all the thieves in London always about stealing somebody's watch? I don't understand. But the guys didn't know that Gabriel was a worry boy who just have a Brazilian tag to his name. Man, ah, it was there. He fought the guy like, we die here. There's nothing you do. I'm not giving you the keys to my car. I'm not going to let you have my wristwatch. We die here. Okay, that was how it went, and it was crazy anyway. But I mean, it was a battle, and sometimes people say, I can just give the car, the tracking and blah blah blah. But you see, the thing is, sometimes you've got to stand up for yourself. I like people like that because that's the kind of thing that I would do. Cristiano Ronaldo publicly backs claims Lionel Messi stole the Ballon d'Or from him and Robert Lewandowski, saying a bizarre post about rivals shame while claiming he works miracle is fact. Okay, if I were Cristiano Ronaldo, I will focus on doing my very best as a player for Manchester United, and not ruin my legacy by being a player who comes to a team and the team is not doing well. That's just my take on that anyway. But when you are on this podium for the award, there's always going to be somebody saying something about your winning that is right or not right. So let's take that one. So let's talk about the award today. Let's talk about the award, or probably let's even go back to yesterday's games. Some matches that went down yesterday, the result, and then look at the fixtures for today. There's plenty of matches that's coming up today. We'll talk about that one as well. But let's look at the game yesterday. I really thought that Newcastle were going to win yesterday, and then they got that red card, and it was so annoying. Okay, so it was Newcastle 1, Norwich City 1. Leeds United, Newcastle are still searching for their first win. It seems like the money have become a virus. Ojere, thank you for joining us. It's become a virus for Newcastle. All of a sudden, they have money, but they just can't cook up results. It wasn't this bad without the money. Under the former owner, like Ashley, wasn't this bad. Why is it that they have money now, but they can't win? I don't understand that part anyway. Leeds United squeezed the 1-0 win over Crystal Palace. I was expecting a lot of goals in that game anyway, but Leeds United are different this season compared to the past. Well, Atlanta didn't disappoint me as they won 4-0 against Venezia. Fiorentina didn't disappoint me as well. They won 3-1 based on my prediction. Juventus also didn't disappoint me as the game ended 2-0 in favor of Juventus. Okay, where it got bad was Verona playing against Cagliari, and then 0-0. Okay, let's go to games that are going down today. And I'm going to try my hands on making predictions once again. I see how it goes. Southampton are playing against Leicester City. This game is going to be close, but I think that both teams will score. I also think that Leicester City will win this one. Watford playing against Chelsea. This is going to be like a walkover, right? It's going to be an easy stroll. So Chelsea is still going to maintain top position on the league. After today's game, I think that Chelsea will go to Watford and win. But then they can be very careful because Watford can be a menace. Watford holds the title as the team that sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and got him off the wheel. Not like they can sack Thomas Tuchel right now, but just imagine if they beat Chelsea by 20-0. Tuchel can be sacked, but that's not going to happen anyway. So let's just keep that aside. I think Chelsea is going to win this one. West Ham playing against Brighton. It's going to be a very close one, but I will edge my bet on West Ham winning this one. West Ham is a very strong team. They're top side, and they'll be looking at themselves and saying to themselves, we don't want to get out of the top four. Arsenal is breathing down their neck. It lose this game, and Arsenal goes on to win their next game. The story might change. So West Ham want to win this one by all means, and at least make themselves stay in that position for another week or another match day. Wolverhampton Wanderers are playing against Burnley. I think that's going to be very close to call. Both teams to score is the surest. Aston Villa playing against Man City. It's a close one. Aston Villa are now being coached by Steven Gerrard. Ordinarily, this should be a walkover. This should be an easy game. Nobody should be biting their lips on this one, like, oh, struggling, gritting their teeth and all that. But then Man City, you know, what problem with Man City is, the easiest way to beat Man City is let them pick up a red card. If you can get Man City to pick up a red card, because the Man City machine is so well put together that everybody needs to play for the team to work. So if you get one man out of the team, Man City most likely will beat him. Hardly do Pep Guardiola's team win a game with one man down. It's very, very rare. Okay, but then if you play against Man City and then you get one man down, you are your own enemy because you will die there. Okay, so I'm going to go with Man City to win this one. Everton, Liverpool. Now that's the Merseyside baby. Okay, for those of you in England, you know how this is. There's no love lost between these two teams. It's war. But if Liverpool don't win this one, then Liverpool don't even deserve to be mentioned in the title race. This is going to be like one of the easiest. This is supposed to be one of the easiest Merseyside derby. Liverpool needs to accumulate all the points that they can accumulate now, pending when their players go for the African Nations Cup, and then we'll see what happens thereafter. But right now, I think I'll go with Liverpool to win. Everton's got injury issues. They've got a coach that doesn't even know what he's doing right now. They've forgotten how to coach. Can't galvanize the players together. Can't get them, inspired. The players are all over the place playing terrible football. I think Liverpool will win this one. In France, it is Ajax versus Monaco, Brest versus Saint-Etienne, Metz playing against Montpellier, Strasbourg playing against Bordeaux, Troyes playing against Lorient, Clermont playing against Lens, Lyon playing against Rennes, Nantes playing against Marseille, newly crowned Ballon d'Or winner, Lionel Messi will show up at the Parc des Princes for Paris Saint-Germain playing against Nice, and then you have Rennes playing against Lyon. So that's my prediction going to go in this game. Monaco, neither here nor there, look like a team that will go and get a draw against Angers. So both teams to score short in this one. Brest versus Saint-Etienne, I think I'll go Saint-Etienne to win. Metz playing against Montpellier, I think I'll take a risk and say Metz to win this one. Strasbourg playing against Bordeaux, both teams to score short. Troyes playing against Lorient, I think I'll go with both teams to score. Clermont playing against Lens, I'll go with Lens to win. Lyon playing against Reims, I think I'll go with Lyon to win. Nantes playing against Marseille, both teams to score. Paris Saint-Germain playing against Nice, over 2.5. Paris Saint-Germain to win this one. Rennes playing against Lille, that's a very close one. I'll go with Rennes to win that one. It's a close one, but I'll go with Rennes to win. In Italy, it's Bologna playing against AS Roma. I want to go with a gamble and say AS Roma will win this one. Inter Milan playing against Spezia, Inter Milan to win. Genoa playing against AC Milan. AC Milan are coming off the back of two straight defeats. I think AC Milan will win this one. Sassuolo playing against Napoli. Tabletoppers Napoli want to stay on top and continue their reign on top of the league. Pending when Victor Osimhen comes back, that is if he's going to come back this season from all the story that we're hearing, but we wish him speedy recovery and Godspeed, and hope that he does come back when he's fully recovered. Feyenoord will be playing against Heracles. It's the only game in the Dutch Eredivisie today, and for me, it's a no-brainer. I'll go straight with Feyenoord to win that one. Real Madrid playing against Atletico Bilbao. That's a tough one in Spain, but I still think that Real Madrid tabletoppers in Spain would win that one. So that's my prediction for games that are going down today. Let's talk about the Ballon d'Or now. Okay, there's a big question for me to answer. Yes, Odinaka Chukwu. That's a very long name, Odinaka Chukwu. Odinaka Chukwu Ebube. Okay, he said, hello, Daphne, good morning. I've been listening to you since, and I've actually wanted to ask this question yesterday, but it was Tuesday, and I know that you don't entertain questions on Tuesday because you're recording with Emmanuel Sebastian. I listened to the show. I enjoyed it via the app. Thank you very much. What's your take on the Ballon d'Or? Do you think that Lewandowski was robbed? Do you think that Messi deserved it? Who would you have voted for if you were on the voting panel? Okay, good. You know that there's a voting panel. That's nice. Every analyst that I've listened to across different platforms, both in Nigeria and on the international stage, seems to think that Messi was robbed. What do you think? Your opinion will go a long way on this conversation. Okay, so this is my take on it. Once you are nominated, you are eligible to win the award. Once you are nominated, it doesn't matter who you are. Once you're nominated, you're eligible to win. Now, it now comes down to the politics and the bias of voters. when there is a pool of people that vote, there are 30 people that are nominated. Every person on that nomination list is eligible for the award from the start, from the point of nomination. It's like election. Anybody on the ballot is capable of winning if they pull the right numbers. Okay. Normally in election they say two-third majority. So in the Ballon d'Or, let me tell you why Lewandowski didn't win it, and it really did pull a good number, especially with all the odds against him. So let me break it down to the best of my knowledge and from how I've looked at it and studied it. And you can come and chip in with your opinion, but please don't bring in that Messi robs people. That's very, very childish. I don't have room. I don't have room for that. I don't want to entertain that kind of conversation right now. I want to entertain conversation that is based on intellectual construct and understanding of the conversation. People need to know that what they're saying. You can justify it. Don't come and give me a sentimental and emotional sales speech. I don't want to buy that one. Oh, what happened in 2010? What happened in this? Let's leave that. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the individual merit of this award and then stay here. Okay. Anybody that wins the award will divide opinion. Anybody that wins the award. There is never going to be an overall conclusive agreement that, oh yeah, this person deserves it. So I'm going to take you out of football and bring you back to football. Okay, so let's start with the WTO vote when Okonjo-Iweala was nominated. There's nobody on the Nigerian side that felt like she didn't deserve to be there. And we make it look like the person nominated from China doesn't even deserve to be there in the first place. Okay, so the politics of global sharing came into play. Americans didn't feel like the Chinese person being there would make it work for them because of the global trade between the two people. So they were left with supporting an African. Even if it didn't work well for them, they felt like, we can manipulate this one. Let me take this call. I'll come back to the conversation. Yeah, hello. Yeah, hello. Hello. Well, if you're calling, you should be ready to talk to me. Okay, so and she won it. Everybody in Nigeria is excited about it. But think about it on the other end. Somebody's going to be saying that the election, the vote was rigged. There's sentiment, there's emotion. That's what everybody must complain about wanting. But let's come to the award itself. And I'm going to take it off from the last African Footballer of the Year that makes Asisa Oshoala win. Asisa Oshoala won that award. There was 3 Nigerians on the panel: Perpetua Okocha, Osaso Bayuana, and Chisom Mbonu. Let me take the call again. So, hello. Yeah, good morning. All right, talk to us.
Yes, I have to talk on the Ballon d'Or. I've been seeing people complaining, saying, do this like that. As far as I'm concerned, for my information, I know Ballon d'Or is based on voting.
Yeah.
And if you look at the people that were nominated, Messi is like the only South American that was in that list.
Yep.
And we have like 2 Europeans there. Lewandowski, Gigi Donnarumma, and some other people. If we are to vote, every South American is going to vote for Messi.
Yep.
Every Barcelona person is going to vote for Messi. Sentimentally,
absolutely.
And then, Gigi Donnarumma is going to have some votes from Italy, and if PSG are going to vote for Messi, because Gigi Donnarumma and Messi are in PSG.
True.
Presently. Then, how many people are going to vote for Lewandowski? Chelsea people want to be voting for Kante and Jorginho. Most of the African people are going to vote for Messi. How many people are going to vote for Lewandowski? If it was Ronaldo that was on that place, we can now begin to say, okay, it's going to come close or one of these things. So, voting wise, then Messi had the moment he was there with people like Lewandowski and then he was going to win it. So I don't know why people are complaining, unless they don't do elections, they don't follow elections, unless they are thinking, okay, because don't put emotions to this thing. Let's look at it in the way we vote. And then Messi has it all. I don't know why people are complaining.
Thank you very much for that. That does really show great understanding of the process. And it is where I was alluding to. Anyway, let me take this call. Hello. Hello, talk to me if you're there.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I get you. Who's talking to me?
Ogumbe.
Hey, Ogumbe Sedoyo, how now?
Yes, sir. I
Talk,
greet you, sir.
talk to me, I greet you.
Yeah. Yeah. To my today, I like opinion because everyone has our own people that they probably they want God and make sure that I think next like the last he has put God in his favor. So this is happening no matter how it is, even if it's a class election, someone will have to make matter how it is. So the party is the opinion is cheaper. So for me, and it's like said, there is no perfect award. There is no perfect award. If there is perfect award, you will not be able to stop and there will be no of okay,
Thank you very much, Ogumbe. Appreciate that. Very good understanding. There are a lot of people who have an understanding of this. So let me continue from where I stopped. And Assistant Oshola was nominated. And then the three representatives from Nigeria who were on the voting panel, Chisamobonu Osasoba, of the BBC, and former player from African Ballon of the Year, Perpetual Culture. They all voted for a South African player. Nigerians were mad at them, were very angry. How dare you vote for a South African when there's a Nigerian nominated? The point is, we all want the votes to go for our own. Assistant Oshola eventually won it because even the South Africans voted for her, and a larger vote went for her. Now, this is my point. I'm going somewhere with this award. Once you are on that panel, you vote based on the fact that they trust your vote. Once you're qualified to vote, you vote based on that and its sentiment. It's like going to the American Idols or British Got Talent or American Got Talent. The person that Simon will give the golden buzzer is not the same person that Heidi will give the golden buzzer. But then everybody have a chance to give one golden buzzer. Your golden buzzer is not my golden buzzer. So there's a sentiment, there's an attachment. You could love something so much and you pick that one. So let's break down. Let me give you my own opinion on how Messi won this award. And the first caller, Henry, had already alluded to it. Guess what? It was reading my mind. When you're nominated in a pool or for an award, and then people from your own region are also nominated, remember that collective nomination means that you will lose some vote because people who are supposed to buck their vote for you will not vote for those people. So let's look at the people, the top 10 on this award. Lionel Messi, Robert Lewandowski, Jorginho, Karim Benzema, N'Golo Kante, Cristiano Ronaldo, Mohamed Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, Kylian Mbappe, and Gigi Donnarumma. So from Paris Saint-Germain, you have Gigi Donnarumma, Kylian Mbappe, and Lionel Messi. Even though this award comes from previous performance. So let's look at how this whole thing is done. Lionel Messi got 613. Robert Lewandowski got 580, meaning that he really got a great number of votes. But let me read out the voting formula, the way it works. It's out there, so you can take it. The 2000, yes, how the winners for this year's highest individual honor was determined. The 2021 Ballon d'Or selection process to determine the best individual players of the year included several steps and involved journalists from around the world, meaning they came from all over the world. It all culminated in Lionel Messi winning his record 7 Ballon d'Or on Monday night after he complemented a standard campaign with Barcelona with a Copa America triumph over the summer. But what exactly was the method used to pick Messi as the victor? This is how it goes. What's the selection process for the 2021 Ballon d'Or? To start, editors at French weekly publication French Football created a 30-player shortlist of award nominees, which in itself is prestigious to be part of, right? Once you're nominated, like I said, you are eligible to win. It doesn't matter if they give it to N'Golo Kante, he's eligible to win it. So nobody should question it. The only time you question the award is when they give somebody that is not nominated. You ask him, what's the criteria for picking the person? If he's not nominated in the first place, how did they vote for him? How was the vote counted? Good. So then a jury of voters for the Ballon d'Or winners is compiled by picking top journalists from around the world who will make their selection for first, second, third, fourth, fifth place. The following qualifications are considered by the jury. Now listen to this very carefully because it's very, very important. Number one, individual and collective performances, winners during the year, players' class, talent, and fair play, overall judgment of the player's career. You see that? That's a caveat that you should always consider. Overall judgment of a player's career. Now let's push it further down. That's a criteria for voting. So if you put that overall judgment of the player's career against every other person nominated, you know that Messi now have an edge over the people on the podium. But let's push further a bit. The top ranking player from each journalist selection will receive 6 points, with the second ranking player earning 4 points. Then 3, 2, and 1 going down from the rest of their top 5 picks. How was Messi chosen for the Ballon d'Or? After each jury member has selected their top 5 players for the Ballon d'Or award, the total points are calculated and added, and the player to receive the most number of points will be awarded the top honor. In 2021, Messi has won with 613 total points, followed by Robert Lewandowski, who got 580, and Jorginho 460. Okay, so that's the way the award was done. Now, let me give you my take on this thing. In the year in question, Barcelona didn't have a great season, but somehow Messi manages to win the Pichichi by scoring 30 goals. That gives him some points, some leverage, right? He also led Barcelona to win, as captain, to win the Copa del Rey. They had a very terrible season, but somehow they ended up in 3rd position. Good. And then he went on to win the Copa America for Argentina in grand style. And what do I mean in grand style? He was the top goal scorer, the top assist maker, the best player of the tournament, and he won the tournament. That counts for something. So let's bring the voting into consideration, because that's the most important part. The sentiment and emotions, or the politics of the vote. When you look at the European bloc, at the same time, so let me not talk about Messi's achievement without talking about Lewandowski. Lewandowski won the league title. They didn't win the DFB Pokal. They didn't win the UEFA Champions League. Let's not forget that. The season where they won the treble, the COVID made sure that they didn't give the award that year. And that's not Messi's fault. That's nobody's fault. So let's come back to this one. As they go forward, they created 2 more awards. Team of the year and high school scorer of the year. Okay, so Robert Lewandowski won that one, and Chelsea won the team of the year. But let's come down to the voting. So let's put all European journalists in one block. Put all North American journalists in one block, South American journalists in one block, African journalists in one block, and see how they cancel each other out. So European journalists did not all vote Robert Lewandowski as their number 1, because there's Jorginho there, who won the Champions League with Chelsea and won the Euros with Italy. Automatically, Italian journalists and probably English journalists, some of them will select Jorginho in that position as their number 1. That cutting down the votes for Robert Lewandowski. At the same time, they might even decide to give Messi just number 5. But what it does is it gives him 1 vote in that number 5 position, because that's an area where he wasn't expecting to win more votes. Then you look at the people from England, France, the people that are voting from England, France. France could cut both ways. They could vote Messi because of the euphoria of him coming to Paris Saint-Germain. They could vote N'Golo Kante. They could vote Karim Benzema. They could vote anybody on the European scene. In Belgium, you have Kevin De Bruyne, who's also there. So the Belgian vote could also go to Kevin De Bruyne. That's why he made it with 73 points. And then also in that same France, there is Kylian Mbappe. Then there is Gigi Donnarumma, who will get vote from Italy, will get vote from France, and some other countries like Belgium and the rest of them. Okay, because of the European divide. Remember, there is still the big elephant in the room called Cristiano Ronaldo, who got 178 votes, even with a poor season. Okay, but he got 178 votes. Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo sliced the chunk of people's vote. But then when you travel to South America, first off, you know that South America, they always vote in one block. They've been voting in one block since forever. That's how they vote. They don't become enemies when it comes to nomination. If you notice, if there is a South American player on the podium, it is rare for him not to win it, unless there is an incredible, outstanding performance from a European player. That's the reason why people have you ever wondered why people like them, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo de Lima, all of these guys were winning it back in the day? It's because of this. So all of that settles the score of the sentiment. The South American bloc goes for Messi. North American bloc could be divided into 2 or 3 parts, but it majorly goes to Messi because there are no other South American player on this list. The African bloc, maybe the Arab nations, go for Mo Salah. That's why Mo Salah got 121 votes. But think about the people in the south of Africa, the journalists that we picked from the west coast of Africa and other parts. You can't tell where they voted for. Most would also vote Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi because this is who they are used to. Now let's talk about what they call subliminal marketing. Subliminal marketing is that thing that makes you buy a particular type of drink, a particular type of noodles, a particular type of spaghetti, or it's a particular kind of burger and the rest of them, because you see it every time on television. You see the advert all the time, and it drives your desire to want to get it. Let's look at Schweppes, for instance. Okay, today I see a lot of people drinking Schweppes. Give me Schweppes Zobo. Ordinarily, these people will not drink Zobo in that bottle, like a drink bottle on traffic. But almost everybody is drinking Schweppes Zobo. Why? Because you see Toke Makiwa on the advert, you see Damijo on the advert, you see the way it's popping in your eye. Every website you open, every time you go on YouTube, every time you're on television, you're saying, well, let me just test it once. That's how you push the market. So subliminal marketing has forced you to drink Schweppes Zobo, where ordinarily you don't like Zobo, right? But because you see Schweppes Zobo well packaged and it's always in your front. The German Bundesliga is not in everybody's face. The German Bundesliga is an enclosed league. Most people who are angry that Lewandowski was not picked don't even watch the German Bundesliga. They just hear the result. But on the other hand, Lionel Messi is on everybody's face. Everybody's face. People don't watch the French league, but Messi went there, and the company of Gerard Piqué went to go and pay for the broadcast right. And then the weekend that he had his debut, the French league game by Paris Saint-Germain had more views than any other league in the world. Just look at that for a minute. And these little things will sway your vote left or right. So all of those things are factors that worked in favor of Messi. And let's not forget that winning the Copa del Rey has been a long time coming. It's led Argentina to 2 finals and lost, led them to the World Cup finals and lost. As a matter of fact, some people said that his legacy is incomplete if he doesn't win anything for Argentina. So the whole emotion, the whole conversation, the whole buzz around it. And then I move away from Lewandowski scoring those goals and winning the German Bundesliga. He went to the Euro. He didn't deliver. He didn't have a good game. That was a stage where the rest of the world could have seen him. If he had scored a goal like Czech, scored, or if his team had put out a performance like Denmark and got all the way to the semi or quarterfinal, that's a different conversation. Poland were nowhere, in the races. The qualifiers for the World Cup, Poland are nowhere in the races. The Europe nations, Poland were nowhere in the races. And this is all in the period considered. So when you look at that, that's one big one. And then in the same Europe, you have Chelsea winning the UEFA Champions League, with N'Golo Kante putting up a performance that is very, very outstanding against Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and even in the finals. And then Jorginho also putting up a very outstanding performance, and then going to the Euros, leading them very well, performing very well, because Italy won the Euro more on the strength of their defense line and their midfield than on the strength of their attack. So you put all that together, there was Gigi Donnarumma, who was already player of the tournament and goalkeeper of the tournament at the Euros. That hardly happens. So bouncing on that euphoria, he gets votes. Jorginho gets votes. N'Golo Kante got vote, because look at these 3 people. Gigi Donnarumma got 36 votes. Okay, you say he's a goalkeeper, nobody reckoned him. But look at N'Golo Kante and Jorginho a little bit. Jorginho, who is third, got 460 votes. N'Golo Kante, who is 5th, got 186 votes. Try for a minute and eliminate the vote given to N'Golo Kante and put it on Lewandowski. Lewandowski is the winner of the award. But because there are so many people from the side of Europe, and then there is the little issue of Karim Benzema, who carried Real Madrid on his back, went on as far as they went in the league, 2nd position, and then went to play for the French national team after a long hiatus away from the team, and then they got on to win the Europe nations. So Karim Benzema is 4th with 239 votes in this same year. So you could look at it that the European votes were all chunked in bits and pieces, slice and dice, and eliminated the chances of Lewandowski. But if, for instance, in the South American contingent, there was Messi with a standing performance. There was Neymar with a standing performance, and then maybe another 2 Brazilian or 2 South American players with like incredible performance, and they are nominated on the top 10. Messi already would have lost it. That's how Messi lost quite a few. Where you have Suarez in those nominations, where you have Suarez, you have Neymar, you have Messi. Messi lost quite a few to Ronaldo and any other person because the votes were no longer in one block. They were now divided. And everybody who voted for Messi was one, who voted for Neymar or Suarez was one vote of Messi lost to those other people. That's exactly what happened. So when you sit where you are and you listen to Evra or one person complaining, it doesn't make sense. Look, when they do the FIFA Footballer of the Year, this one is not journalists, it's captains and coaches that vote. Listen, there are times when those votes have been done and people voted for players that were not even nominated. And they tell you it's my choice, it's my best pick of the year. And it's allowed. What you've done is you've removed a chance. But people don't complain because it's players and coaches that does it. But when journalists make their vote, you guys complain. I don't see. It's a lack of understanding of the process. And that's what is the definition of ignorance. So it's like coaches picking players and you say, oh, why is this player starting? Why is that one not starting? You don't work with the coach. You don't decide what the coach will do. Yes, they win and lose and they get fired. You're not the one who gets fired. The point here is when these awards are done, let's have a proper understanding of the award before we get crazy and angry and ballistic and start destroying the reputation of the award. First off, let me say this to ex-players who are everywhere on Sky Sports, ITV, BTV, B Sports, social media complaining. Listen, what have ex-footballers been able to do and do well? Once upon a time, an ex-footballer by the name of Michel Platini was trusted to be on the FIFA executive and UEFA. How did it end? 2 million bribe. I'm not saying other people don't take bribe, but that is how ex-footballers do their things. They don't do it well. They don't get to do it well. So when you see the ones that are doing something well, let's not be too quick to rubbish it. There's always going to be sentiment. For as long as it's an election, there's always going to be sentiment. Who's telling you that there's no sentiment in election in voting? There's sentiment in voting. Okay? If a Nigerian is nominated here and we have a chance to vote, we've seen election before, voting where it is online. It's like all this Grammy Award, MTV Base Award, Kids' Choice Award. It is the person who pulled the most votes that gets to vote. When I was in Brilla, let me give you a very good example. When I was in Brilla, and they come up with all these Nigerian Media Award, this one award, that one award, and they'll come to me and say that we are going to nominate you this year, but there's one condition. I was like, what's the condition? You have to tell your fans, you have to campaign for your fans to vote. And I always told them that, you know what? I always say to people that, look, listen, I don't want an award that I'll campaign for. I cannot campaign for an award. If I deserve it, like the Pulitzer, like the Nobel Prize, yeah, I want to get that. But I don't want to get an award ahead of somebody. And I always tell them that, why is this award always having only people in Lagos nominated? You don't think that somebody is a journalist in Port Harcourt, or you don't think there's a journalist in Calabar, or there's a journalist in Kaduna, or there's a journalist in Abuja, or Owerri, or Aba, or somewhere. You understand? Why is it that the majority of the nominees, 90% of the nominees, are from Lagos? But then they say that's where the catchment area is, but they call it the Nigerian Journalist Media Award. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. There are people who will be bold enough to say, okay, I don't want the award. I don't want to be nominated. I don't want to be part of it. But then there are people who say, okay, nominate me, no worry, I need it. It will add to my ego. The point is, once you are on that podium, once you are nominated among the 30 people, you stand a chance of winning. Now, does your performance justify the people from your block voting for you? Yes or no? If you win, and like we see here, in the top 10, you have 8 Europeans, 1 African, 1 South American. Who do you think is going to win? It's not rocket science. This thing is not rocket. How people still see this thing and go out there and complain and lament and say the things that they say? Sure, to me, it's not like opinions are divided. It's gross stupidity. It's ignorance. People claim. This is what I've always said. I remember when I was in Ballon, I said, I don't care what the fans are saying because they don't know anything about the game. And people say, oh, you're disrespecting the fans. Yes, a lot of people don't know. They don't. Even ex-footballers don't know. If Evra can come out and call this award fraud, then it doesn't, it's ignorant. It's as simple as that. I don't care what anybody think, whether people like me or they don't like me. It is clear. If there was a nomination for Messi, a nomination for Suarez on this award, I'll bet you anything Messi will not win this award. Because the Uruguayan vote that Messi had, chunk out, they'll put Suarez in number one. Take out 5 out of that one. The Brazilian vote that he has as number 1, take out another 5 from that award for Messi. That would have been gone. And then maybe Uruguay is close to Chile. The Chilean people, they would also put Uruguay, what's it called? Put Suarez in number 1. And then you have Peru and Paraguay, and those people who lost to Argentina during the Copa America will not say a reason to vote for Suarez or vote for Neymar. Where do you think the award would have gone easily to Lewandowski? So we need to understand that bit first. Once we can get that part of it sorted out, all of this argument of, oh, they are doing Ojoro, they are not doing Ojoro, it would end. That's my take, Adinaka Chukwu. That's my take on the award. If you have a different point of view, you can show me, but please come up to the conversation with facts that are justifiable. Don't come out to the conversation and tell me there's Ojoro, oh, Messi bought the award. Why does he need to buy the award? First off, Messi winning 6 Ballon d'Or is more than enough. Okay, some other person said Messi is selfish. Once they nominated him, he should have stand down and say, oh, they should not nominate me. I don't want him this year. I've won enough. Some other person should take it. Man, that's like saying that Dangote should come out and say, oh, I'm not interested in making money anymore. I don't want money anymore. From now on, no more profit. Or Elon Musk, or Jeff Bezos, or Bill Gates, or Mark Zuckerberg, or Jack say, you know what? I'm not interested in making money anymore. Every time you do any business that we do from now going forward, every profit that comes in should be given to somebody. Come on, shut up. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
ELEGBETETVRADIO.
I greet you, bros.
Yeah, it must work.
Hey, my brother from Omonoba side of town. How you doing?
I'm doing good, sir.
All right. Right, I'm fine. Get to me.
Yeah, I'm having a good time already. You see, now you are giving us explicit knowledge about how this thing works. It's quite understandable. I'm talking about Ballon d'Or now.
Yes, sir.
But my point is, many Barcelona fans or Messi fans don't see this factor we are bringing in now. The influence, you know.
The people that don't see it, the people that don't see it.
All this factor came to play. So that was the angle I was coming from. The favoritism. If it has to do with the votes, for example, if they said they are nominating journalists now in Nigeria, trust me, I don't want to know what the other person is doing. Of course, I'm going to nominate you. You know that for
good.
So
and that's your sentiment.
Sometimes it could be based on sentiment, based on what I like.
But whatever your sentiment
so
is,
factors to be considered.
What?
So in a situation whereby that's why sometimes it's confusing, you know, a player pull out these stunts, you know, they have a very nice season like Messi does. He wins. Then another year, you see a player doing the same thing and he's not winning. So
okay, let me explain that to you. Let me explain that to you.
At least now that we have a better idea of how it works, at least it's a little bit better now. If you are talking outside, you can probably bring out this point. For the people arguing, it's not necessarily because they don't know, it's because of what they are hearing. That we want this one, we want this one. And you know, questions will not arise. So player did the same thing and didn't win it. How did you reconcile? So that means the sentiment will always come in. The favoritism will always play out a role there. So for the people not talking, they are not talking because like today now, I bet you, so many people are getting to know this today. Most of these criteria you are listing out now, many of them are getting to know it today. But most of them won't talk because everybody always wants to play from behind. Okay, that's not my kind of person. I feel I'm not comfortable with something, I say it out. And as a result, maybe I learn from it.
So player like grass eater, but I was very struggling though. So I like the word.
Thank you.
I think those are the sentiment they share too. They feel these things they are not consistent with the result and the winners. Sometimes it happens this way, sometimes it doesn't happen this way. But now I know better the influence thing, the brand thing, the favoritism, and the sharing of the votes, it counts. Thank you so much for enlightening most of us this morning.
Thank you
But
very
for the
much.
people that are just, they didn't know and they didn't ask questions, they just keep cool because they love Messi and all that.
Thank you very much. Okay, so another time, somebody just sent me, if anyone said that some other time that some other player would be in this same Messi position and the person doesn't win, what do you say? I don't think you were listening to me very much in that. So some other time another person will be in that position and it comes from a zone because another person that is in the same position with Lionel Messi is Jorginho. Jorginho had a great season with Chelsea, had a great season with Italy. He should win it flat. All this Lewandowski talk is evil, childish. I think that Jorginho is the case that we should be arguing. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, boss ELEGBETED.
I greet you, boss. Good morning.
Wow, my name is Stanley, but I'm coming from Abuja.
Hey, Salo. Sorry I didn't see you in Abuja. I was really busy. I'm sorry.
I didn't even know you are breathing and breathing.
Sorry. I was very busy.
Thank you very much for this analysis. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. This thing needs to be shared around the world.
Thank you.
I think you're not gifted with this first thing. There's something, like I said, there's an oil on your head. The way you try to break this thing, I never saw it from this angle. You see, even when this Messi can be said in the league, in a lot of people, and still come up first.
Yes.
Wow. See, what you just when you were saying it, I thought, why did this guy get this detail? This is so detailed. You know, my goodness. Thank you so much. I think because yesterday, and I prayed for walking, I thought from this was the argument. And then I talked about the brand thing. I said the brand, the Messi and the Ronaldo brand has an effect. There were a lot of things, but I didn't even see from this, the 5 points, the 3 points, the 2 points, so your first 5, And there's no way you would put this thing. Like the sentiment you were talking that in the first 5, especially for Messi and Ronaldo, that you will not see them coming somehow.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much, everyone. Let the Lord keep lifting you and your system.
Amen. Thank you so much. God bless you. So that's the way it works. So some of the time, and in that position, if anyone the question you ask is Jorginho. Jorginho is in that position. In terms of winning titles more last season, I think I'll go with Jorginho winning the Champions League. Winning the Euros, okay? But the vote count means that the number of people nominated from Europe in the year in question means a lot of people already cut down Jorginho's vote. Robert Lewandowski, with his performance and his goal scoring, gives him a very premium vote from the Europeans, and then Jorginho comes in, and then Karim Benzema coming from hiatus in a season that Real Madrid really was poor, but they ended up in second, and he scored that number of goals. He carried Real Madrid on his back, like Jesus Christ carried the cross of Calvary from Owerri to Calvary. And then there was N'Golo Kante, who was unplayable in some key games, especially against Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. So you look at all of those things, they've not cut down the vote that's meant to go to Jorginho on its own. Ordinarily, Jorginho should win this award. Like if we're looking at, trophies to trophies, because the Champions League that Jorginho won canceled out the Copa del Rey that Messi won. And then that Champions League, whatever is left, also cancel out the 30 goals. Not forgetting that Lewandowski goals also cancel out Messi's goals. And then the Euros cancel out or equal the Copa that Messi won. Okay, so you know say as goal scorer at the Copa, best player at the Copa, but then there are other players that canceling out. But on the South American side, he's got just only in picking up all the vote, all the maximum vote from his region coming to the center. In Africa, there are people who give him maximum vote based on that sentiment. Messi is our man to the center. In North America, I'm sure North America, that's Canada, Mexico, all those Trinidad, Tobago, those islands, Jamaica, and the rest of them. You know how many people. And then I'll bet you that Spain, France, and a few European countries like all those Estonia, Latvia. Don't forget about those people, Sweden, Russia, and the rest of them who don't have any of that person nominated. Most of them will pick Messi. So that's where the voting comes from. Once you get to that place, you don't need to bring up all this sentiment. Let me give you a very good example. A professional footballer, the most successful footballer in the world, the player with the most trophies in the world, Dani Alves, who's a former teammate of Lionel Messi, who created more assists for Lionel Messi than any other player in the world, said the award should have been given to Ericsson. Just think about it for a moment. If that's his position, that they should have given the award to Ericsson. What did the Ericsson do in the year in question? You understand? Is it a health award? No, but that's what he thinks. So sometimes we all sit in this place that we are sitting and we give different criteria, but fact is fact, and we should stay with fact. Well, this is where we come to the end of the show today. My name is Idafe Matthew Esogene. I hope I've been able to convince you, not confuse you about the Ballon d'Or award. Have for yourself a great and amazing day. Thank you for joining me on the radio, on the app, on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on the phone line. God bless you all. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful day. Oh, I didn't read the Facebook messages. I'm sorry. Okay. Facebook, good morning, bro. I want to ask you the question. What think about Victor Moses' possible return to the Super Eagles? Oh, I think I'll answer this one tomorrow. One of the best analysis of the award of the Ballon d'Or. Thank you very much, Ugo Wanchunemelu. Menace Amakeji says, I think lots of people don't like the fact that Messi got this far. I don't really understand the distraction people see artists, especially when it doesn't go their way. Choices, nice job, bro. Thank you very much. Sorry, guys. I was too engrossed in that whole Ballon d'Or explanation that I didn't read Facebook. I'm sorry. I am. Whoa! Like, I'm really, really sorry I didn't come back to this. Sorry, guys. YouTube, sorry. Oh, I can't believe I'm awake to see this live. Thank you very much, bro. I heard Victor Moses is coming back to the Super Eagles. Can you confirm? Yes, his name is on the 40-man list, but he has not accepted. Ume Quick say, what's wrong with Iwobi boss? It's not playing well. Iwobi has been tried since I agree with you. I pretend you give it well. Hey Patrick, you say good one, boss. Good morning, boss. Thank you very much. Ugo Chuku watching the you say one of the best analysis of the award of the 2021 Ballon d'Or to Messi. Thank you very much. Okay, Patrick, say good morning. Ivory is still rigged. Those who determine the nomination determine the victory. Well, you might say that, but there's nobody nominated that doesn't deserve to be nominated. Before you say something is rigged, you must prove that there is somebody that was nominated that didn't deserve to be nominated. So once you are nominated, you start voting. So it is that point. Divine Tokay said, top-notch analysis on the Ballon d'Or. I wish every fan understand this. We have so many ill-informed fans, and more annoying of it all are the journalists that fits them with sentiment. Ivory, it doesn't appear he even read the YouTube live comment. I'm sorry. Like, this is my fault. I had a journalist say this morning that Munike of 94 was world class compared to Badio of 94. You see, for playing only finals, for scoring 2 goals in the final. I mean, it's strange anyway, but I want to apologize to everybody on the YouTube. I really got engrossed in that explanation and I didn't take your comment. I am sorry You guys know that this is all like me. I don't do this all the time. I'm really, really sorry. But I got engrossed in it because there were comments coming in, and all the comments were just the same on the Ballon d'Or. I didn't even read some, but I just felt I should really whip it down and explain it. Guys, I'm sorry. I apologize. I am really, really sorry. God bless you guys. Please forgive me for this. It won't happen again.